Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Hope everyone had a happy new year. Obviously, as Chelsea fans or, just football, if you love football, you have to have a soft spot for Chelsea and what's going on at the bridge right now. But before I get into all of that, guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's a new year. New things are going to happen. Yes, I've been away, chipping, changing, and not doing videos as frequent, but I'm going to do my best to try and get back into it so I can give you my unwanted opinion about what's going on at Chelsea Football Club. So, without further ado, the first video of 2022. Ooh, rapping. Yeah. Let's get right into it. So, first of all, I want to start with a big to Lukaku. Obviously, we have to start there. What the dude? What is wrong with you? A lot of people are going to try and explain this, and I know the guys at Straight Out of Carbon on The Athletic are going to come out and say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, guys. It's blah, blah, blah. Right now it is. That's the issue. 3 weeks ago, we've had one of the worst Decembers possible. I mean, last year was bad, but I think this one was even worse because it wasn't that bad, if that makes sense. For me, I'm thinking about this December and I'm just okay, this December wasn't that bad, and that's the problem with the team that we've had and with the results that we've gotten. Especially Brighton broke me. That late goal that Welbeck scored, that broke me completely, and anyway. Back to Mr. Lukaku. My point being, it's not the time. We don't need this right now. I think this team is very fragile at this moment. It's obvious that we're not very liked in the league. We definitely had another penalty that we should have gotten against Brighton, and we didn't. Cho should have made a better chance of that opportunity. He had one-on-one with the goalkeeper and tried to pass it to Mount and flopped that. There's so much going on. COVID cases, Timo Werner just returned. Now, Reece James is out for 2 months. Obviously Ben Chilwell's season is over. We're not really big. I mean, if we look back, it's only very seldom that we go out into the transfer market and we pick out a gem in January, because obviously most clubs don't want to sell either their best players or, players that make an impact to a team. So it's going to be very interesting what we do. Obviously, we need to reinforce, especially with our wing backs. And obviously the contract situation with our defenders. So all of this stuff that's going on, I don't think it's appropriate for Lukaku to come out and make such statements. Yeah, okay, every footballer has they have to express themselves in some way. But I think, you can say, I mean, it would have been okay, I think, if he had said, oh, I would love to go back to Inter and, play for Inter again. Everything, blah, 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 was so great. Yeah, shoot me. That would have been fantastic. That would have been great. Everyone would have been okay, cool. But you didn't have to add the current situation right now. I'm not happy, blah, blah, blah. And that just adds, I was looking at Thomas Tuchel's body language during the press conference. And honestly, he just looked like he really didn't look like he knew what to say, because he was just as confused as the rest of us. So it's just very, very shitty of Lukaku to go ahead and do this, but it's done. And he trained yesterday. He's probably going to train today, and the thing is, the truth about this is, honestly, Thomas Tuchel can't do much about it right now. We're at a crossroads in our season where we either need to stick together or we're going to implode internally. And it's very important for whoever's fit, whoever doesn't have COVID and blah, 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 and all of these things to kind of stay fit and stay mentally ready and stay together, because that's what we need. Even as a fan base, I think, a lot of people have different opinions about, the Lukaku situation. Obviously, I've never been a fan of the signing, but, because he's part of Chelsea Football Club, I've learned to kind of, okay, I've kind of had to learn to deal with it, and it's just very important for everyone to kind of stick together in this moment because, guys, believe it or not, this 2021 is going to be a shitty year. It's going to be, I'm not 20. What am I saying? 2022 January is going to be a shitty month. That's what I meant. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be fantastic. We're not going to have, this resurgence. It's not going to happen now. I just feel like things are going to get worse before they get better. Obviously, we're facing the mighty Liverpool, and it's just not going to be a fun game for Chelsea fans to watch. Obviously, we would have thought that by now we would have had a proper team that could take on Liverpool, but unfortunately, things have just gotten worse. And it's almost you almost feel like it's unfair. Part of me wants the whole team to kind of get COVID so we can postpone the match. But yeah, moving into the Liverpool game, obviously, we still have a strong enough team. I mean, Timo Werner's back. There's a bunch of players that that can come in and do the job properly. So it's not too worrying, but still, it's a Liverpool team. You would love to have Reece James to show Trent how to defend. You would love to have Ben Chilwell instead of Alonso. So it's just it's one of those games where we hope that the front line of Liverpool are not added like Mo Salah was in the last game, Sadio Mane included. So I think the best we can hope for, obviously the best we can hope for is a win, but I think we should go in with the mentality of getting a draw. That still leaves us second. Obviously, Man City are going to annihilate Arsenal, which is fantastic, but it's just important for us to maintain our position, and I think sometimes when things are going against us, we need to look at where we can get points and what's best for our season to continue to be a successful season. What does that mean? If we get second this season, for me that's a successful season, from going fourth and barely making it into the Champions League and actually for a while being on the tail and being an issue for Liverpool and Man City and inserting ourselves into that top two. I think it's exactly what we needed from Thomas Tuchel. It's exactly what we want from Chelsea Football Club. We want Man City to be looking over their shoulder. We want Liverpool to be looking over their shoulder, and it's very important that if we are to maintain this going forward, we need to look at the games where it's best that we grab a point or we grab a draw and honestly and just look to kill that game as much as possible so Liverpool don't get the advantage over us. Looking at the team, I'm gonna go with Mendy obviously in goal. The three at the back, we're going to go, I think Thiago Silva should be ready, Rudiger and Chalobah. Right wing back, I think Azpilicueta can fit in there fine. Or I think he might even play Pulisic. But I think for this sort of game, to have a solid defense, we need Azpilicueta there so that when we defend in the back five, we have proper defenders that know what they're doing. Looking at the center of the park, I think hopefully Jorginho is okay. I know he's been struggling with a bit of a back issue. Hopefully he's okay. N'Golo Kante, I think is fine. I think he was rested for Brighton anyway in case of this. So because Kovacic looked off the pace, he looked completely off the pace against Brighton. I don't know what happened, but hopefully maybe a game like this would kind of lift him back up to get him where he needs to be. Up front, man, we need speed. So hopefully Mason Mount in there, Lukaku and Timo Werner trained yesterday. I don't know if he will be able to be fit. Maybe he will get some minutes. Hopefully, if we're still in the game, maybe in the 65th minute, we're still in it. There's still a possibility of us winning it. It would be fantastic to kind of get him there to run at the defenders, use his speed to get into those plays. I mean, he's the last 2 or 3 matches that he's played against Liverpool for us, he has been a threat. Unfortunately, one of those matches, it was during that time where he just couldn't score. He didn't seem to be able to score. Another time he was very unlucky when we won against Liverpool at Anfield. So it's just we need everything. We need everyone right now, regardless of if they just came back from COVID or injury. If they can play, they need to be able to play, and that's just what it is. That's the levels that we are at right now, and hopefully it's going to get better, but I don't think just this January is going to be very kind to Chelsea. I don't think just looking at the fixtures, looking at all the issues that we have, even if we bring in players during this time, it's going to be a tough one. So hopefully, maybe I think the most important quality of Thomas Tuchel is settling the ship. That's what he did when he arrived, taking over from Lampard, and right now with all, with everything that's happening, we just need him to settle the ship, and that's, take every game by game and try and see where we can grab points. And this Liverpool game, I think if we grab a point, that would be fantastic. That would be a success in my eyes. Obviously, the 3 points would be even better, but a draw against Liverpool would be fantastic tomorrow. But we'll see how that goes. You guys let me know what you think. And again, Chelsea fam, we have to stick together. It's going to be a tough month. It's going to be some really, really tough games, really tough moments. But we need to back the coach. I think Thomas Tuchel knows what he's doing. He has been unfortunate in December, but I can see him kind of building back up. I mean, Arsenal did it. Or honestly, Arsenal did it. We also need to trust the process. Anyway, I will see you guys after the game. Hopefully it's a good one. And fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. I'll see you guys then. Have a good one. Happy New Year. And I'll see you soon. Peace.